What's up guys? So I'm just gonna jump right into the video. This is something that is rather serious, and because we're in quarantine, a lot of people are struggling with mental health more now than they ever have before. So I've written down 10 things to help with mental health in isolation. If you see me looking down, it's because I have literally notes upon notes. Staying connected, whether that be a video chat, a text message, or even just a typical phone call. Staying connected with your friends, family, even work colleagues is pretty much important at this time. More so video calls, because you have face-to-face contact. There are apps out there where you can play games as you video chat. Don't be shy. I know when I first started to do FaceTime, video calls and all that stuff, I was very shy. I'm not a massive phone call person, but within this isolation, I've built up my confidence to do phone calls, video chats, and if you do it more often, you're not going to be as shy as you feel like right now. And your family members, your friends will all love it because they can see your face, see how happy you are, and it will just make you happy in general. Okay, so reach out. You're not the only one who's probably going through some mental health issues, whether that be anxiety, depression, or everything else. You're not alone. So reach out to somebody who you trust, whether that be your parents or your best friend or somebody, even a stranger. Sometimes I feel like talking to a stranger. I know from personal experience, talking to not a stranger technically, not like some Joe Blogs off the street, but somebody who isn't extremely close or is a family member, it's easier to talk about it. I don't know why that is, but for some reason, sometimes it's easier to talk about. If you're feeling worried or stressed, or your anxiety feels like it's building up, or you don't feel as motivated as you usually would, video chat, you know, like I said in number 1, video chat, just talking to someone face to face. Also, you can message me if you're watching this and you don't feel like you want to talk to friends or family. I'm technically a stranger-ish, but I will be checking my DMs, so if anybody would like to message me, feel free. I am here for you 100%. Okay, so this one might be a little bit harder because we're all at home. We all have our phones, our laptops. Social media is literally like the frontal lobe of our brain right now. But in something like this, looking at social media 24/7 can be the most dangerous thing in the world. Now that sounds ridiculous because obviously there's a lot of other things that are pretty dangerous, but looking at something on social media, and if you're having mental health issues, that is not going to help it at all. You're going to see that as, well, that's not my life, so my life isn't perfect, my life isn't worth anything, because you're comparing yourself to something that literally is not real. So what my advice is to clear out your social media or take a break from social media altogether. Maybe just go on for an hour a day, maybe have the weekend off of social media, also clearing it out. So unfollowing people that make you feel stressed, make you feel more anxious, or just muting all the stuff. It's honestly going to help. This one is also with taking a break from social media. Also take a break from the news. A lot of people go on the news to find out what's going on with COVID-19 or coronavirus, which one you want to call it. Okay, so this one kind of ties in with the social media. Take a break from watching the news. Now, the news is pretty much right now the most important thing that we are watching on our TVs. Taking a break from watching the news is going to help your mental space, because you're going to see something on the news and then you're going to go onto social media, you're going to see somebody saying something completely different, and then Snapchat has its own like little news situation. You're going to see something different on there, and it is going to stress you out. So unless you really need to know what is going on, then watch it. But personally, I haven't been watching the news. I just wait once a week, I pop it on, see what's going on, see the updates, whether we have more extended or it's coming to a close, whatever. Just don't put yourself through that. Like, why? Sometimes you want to know what's going on, but in the long run, it's not going to help you in your mental state. Now, here's a one that I personally should try myself, but if you're like me you don't like reading, some podcasts are really good. I like to watch Impulsive and Unfiltered. I will link them below. But if you're a person who actually enjoys picking up a book and reading it, doing it more often now will help you in the long run. You're taking a break from social media, you're taking a break from your eyes on a screen time, you're not going to get as many headaches. Go outside, sit in the garden with a cup of tea, cup of coffee, your favourite beverage, whatever you want to do. Sit and read a book, you're getting fresh air, you're relaxing, and overall, in general, it is just going to make you feel so much better. This one is the one that is probably going to help you out the most in this lockdown, whether your lockdown's been extended, depending on where you are in the world, or whether your lockdown is coming to kind of like a close. I don't know if anywhere in the world is coming to a close on the lockdown situation, but plan your day. Even though we are all in the house, still you need to have like a routine. Plan something that you know you have a goal at a certain time of day. So usually people would wake up at 7 o'clock, get to work for 9, do a situation like that. So maybe get up, have your shower, have your breakfast, plan it out like that. It sounds ridiculous, like, well, you just get up, you have your shower, you have your breakfast, and then you just watch the TV. No, please don't do that. Have like a little board, like a whiteboard, or even just like a notepad. So you wake up at a certain time, go to bed at a certain time, have a schedule going for your body. My schedule is I don't set an alarm at all. I don't need to wake up for a specific time to be out the door for something in particular. I go to bed at 10 o'clock every night, and my natural body clock will wake me up at 8:30 every morning. It sounds ridiculous. I don't know how my body's worked this out, but if you have yourself a schedule and you take breaks from social media as often as you can, it's something to do with the blue light. Sometimes I'll be sat in my bed scrolling through TikTok. I'll be there for 3 hours scrolling through TikTok, and after I've done that, it will take me forever to get to sleep. And when I was looking up on the internet, it's something to do with the blue light in your phone, which will stop you from going to sleep. So turn off all laptops, social medias. This would probably be a good time to read your book in a schedule like that. But make sure you have a routine down like you would normally, like on a normal day-to-day basis. That one also ties in with this one. Make sure you feel productive. There is nothing worse than waking up, not having pretty much anything to do, not having a schedule, and having that feeling of laziness and lack of motivation. Write down a list of things before the isolation that you said you were gonna do, but didn't get around to doing it. Whether that be painting the kids' bedroom, painting your own bedroom, maybe fixing a light, mowing the lawn, taking care of yourself. Doesn't matter what it is. If you've put it off in the past because you didn't have time, write a list out of what you needed to do and then do it. This one is more so for people who live in a household with other people, so brothers, sisters, parents. Even if you house share, this is a good one. Create a rota, whether that be who cooks, who cleans, who does the chores like the hoovering, the laundry. It doesn't matter what it is, make sure you have a rota, because we are all in the house 24/7 and we are going to get on top of each other and in each other's way. So to make it fun, my plan is get a hat or get 2 hats or get like a little bag, separate them, put names of the people in your household in one bag, and then a list of chores, whether that be somebody cooks that night, somebody does the cleaning, washing up, hoovering, whatever it is, and make it into like a little game. That's the only way you're going to make it fun, is if you make it into a game. Make it into a competition situation, and then every day pick out a name to a chore, and then that person has to do it. But if your name gets picked out to do the same chore, you have to put it back in and then redo it, so there's no arguments. Because I know for a fine fact that in somebody's household, somebody's going to be like, well, I did that last night, so I'm not doing that, and then it's going to create a big argument. So my recommendation is, if you get picked out to do cooking again, put it back in and redo it. Right, this next one is get creative. It can be as creative as doing arts and crafts, or doing paintings like you did when you were younger. Go back to when you were a child. What did you used to do to make you feel good? You would create, you would do building blocks, you would do arts and crafts. But if you're a teenager and you're addicted to your phone, put it to one side and get creative. You never know what skills you have until you try it. There's somebody I've seen on TikTok, he's now started to knit. And knitting, when you think about it, is a very old person hobby to do. It's not. Try it. You never know. You might be really good at it. You might find a skill that you never thought you had because you put it in your mind that that's something for somebody else. It's for everybody. Also, if you used to do painting when you were younger, get out your arts and crafts. When you go into the grocery store for your food shop, go get a canvas, get some paints, and start painting. Also, if you have a camera, maybe it's like a DSLR one and you have it for, I don't know, you just have it around the house, or just your iPhone, go into your garden and get creative, get artsy and take pictures. You will be surprised at what you can do when you put your mind to it. It will also take your mind off feeling anxious because it will give you a creative outlet to try new things. Now this one is the last one and probably the most important one. There is loads of people outside standing across the road from each other and they're literally just staring at me right now. I can't tell if like they're staring directly at me or just across the road. Hey, but Janice, you should have seen the casserole I made last night. Oh, it was beautiful. Was it? Hey, well, I just made bangers and mash last night. Oh, and oh, she didn't like it. She just chucked it over the wall. Also, do this if you see people outside. Like, make sure your doors and like windows are closed. Or like do a little commentary of the people that you're like basically watching. It sounds weird, but if you put yourself in that mindset, it's actually quite fun. But I'll make up a conversation that they're having, or I'll take a word that they're saying and I will just run with it. Honestly, it's really fun. Do it with movies as well. Put them on silent and guess what they're saying. So funny. Right, well, they're having one hell of a discussion. This last one's the most important one, and it is self-care. It is the most important one because it is about you and you only. It doesn't matter what it is, just make sure that you are doing something that makes you happy. Let your family members know who are living in your house, or your friends know if you have roommates, that you need time to yourself, you need space, you just need quiet. Do some meditation, some yoga, lie down, listen to your favorite music. Just do something that is only for you and you only. I cannot stress this enough about taking care of yourself. I know a lot of people talk about do self-care, you know, do face masks and just look after you. It sounds cringy and it sounds so repetitive, but unless you take care of yourself, you cannot take care of anybody else. And this is more so on the mind than the physical, but if you do the physical, it will help with your mind. So that might be going for a run. Also tell yourself in the mirror the one thing you like about your personality, the one thing that you like about your looks, and change it up every day. Telling yourself positive affirmations is going to help you a lot. Give yourself a hug. It sounds crazy, but it feels so good. So just stand in the mirror, tell yourself the positive affirmations, then when you're done, just give yourself a hug, close your eyes. It feels so good, especially in this time when we can't have any physical contact. It will probably bring you to tears because I do this every so often. I will maybe do some meditation, I'll do some yoga, which I will link here. These are all my little yoga things that I like to try and do. I'm not flexible, still not flexible, but it's good to try, and it might make you laugh. If you're feeling a little bit down, it will make you laugh because you're like, wow, I really suck at this. But don't take that as a negative, take it as a positive, because we all have to start somewhere. We are not born perfect, we just progress as we go through life. I hope these really helped you, and I hope if you're going through like a bad time, talk to somebody, try these out, you will be surprised. Also, the hugging in the mirror, I know a lot of people are going to be thinking, right, she's lost her mind. No, you will be surprised if you tell yourself positive things in the mirror to your reflection and give yourself a hug. You will feel so good. Nobody else is going to take care of you. You have to take care of yourself. If you are genuinely struggling so much that none of this is going to help, I will link down below or put phone numbers down below for helplines. With that being said, please stay safe, please take care of yourself, and I will see you in another video.
Put the place up, yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough for you.